Do you have Gita? जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। जय गोपी जना वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। यशोदानन्दन व्रज जन रञ्जन यशोदा यमुनातीरावनचारी। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे जय गौरानीताय गौरानीताय जय गौरानीताय एवं विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्रजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत श्री श्रीमती डिवाइन ग्रेस अभय चरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी शिल प्रभुपाद की इस्कॉन फाउंडर आचार्य बीबीडी फाउंडर आचार्य सेवर ऑफ द होल वर्ल्ड शिल प्रभुपाद की एवं विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्रजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत श्री श्रीमद शिल भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी ठाकुर शिल प्रभुपाद की अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की नामाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपिका श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरिराज गोवर्धन की ब्रजभूमि श्री वृंदावन धाम की कतुरापुरी धाम की पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र श्री जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की श्री नवद्वीप मायापुर धाम की गंगा मैया की यमुना मैया की भक्ति देवी की श्रीमती तुलसी महारानी की समवेत गौर भक्त वृंद की श्री श्री राधा कुंज बिहारी की श्री श्री गौर निताय की ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भगवद गीता की निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे ऑल ग्लोरीज टू द assembled devotees all glories to the assembled devotees all glories to the assembled devotees all glories, all glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gaurang. Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale Shrimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Mama Gyantimirandhasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupaha Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guraha Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajata सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवास आदि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
Hare Krishna. So many of you those are in first year and second year, they are seeing Sundarshyam Prabhuji for the first time. So I will just give a brief introduction of Prabhuji. Actually, Prabhuji is very well known. So Prabhuji hails from Maharashtra. He did his BE from Pune University, and after that he got an association of BOTS in 1996. Then after completing his BTech, immediately he was inspired by the teachings of Srila Prabhupada and all those or Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, and especially inspired by Radheshyam too, and he joined. And immediately after 4 years of his completing BTech, he joined directly into the temple. And from then, since 2000, Prabhuji has been teaching all over India in all colleges. Like Prabhuji has also headed NIT Warangal and other Pune teaching colleges. Now Prabhuji visits there, like SRM, and Prabhuji frequently comes to Burla also. Prabhuji is very dear to his guest Radheshyam Prabhu, and he is very senior, most devotee in our Pune temple. So we are very fortunate that Prabhuji has come all the way and he has taken time from his hectic schedule and come to Burla to give his session. So let us welcome Prabhuji. Let us listen chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Welcome to our evening discussion on the Bhagavad Gita as it is, 7th chapter, Knowledge of the Absolute, verse number 14th. Please repeat after me. Daivihesha gunamayi mama maya duratyaya mam eva ye prapadyante mayam etam taranti te. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Abhay Charan Arvinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Translation: This divine energy of mind, consisting of the three modes of material nature, is difficult to overcome, but those who have surrendered unto me can easily cross beyond it. Purport: The Supreme Personality of Godhead has innumerable energies, and all these energies are divine. Although the living entities are part of His energies and are therefore divine, due to contact with material energy, their original superior power is covered. Being thus covered by material energy, one cannot possibly overcome its influence. As previously stated, both the material and spiritual natures, being emanations from the Supreme Personality of Godhead, are eternal. The living entities belong to the eternal superior nature of the Lord, but due to contamination by the inferior nature, matter, their illusion is also eternal. The conditioned soul is therefore called Nitya-Baddha, or eternally conditioned. No one can trace out the history of his becoming conditioned at a certain date in material history. Consequently, his release from the clutches of material nature is very difficult, even though that material nature is an inferior energy, because material energy is ultimately conducted by the supreme will, which the living entity cannot overcome. Inferior material nature is defined herein as divine nature due to its divine connection and movement by the divine will. Being conducted by divine will, material nature, although inferior, acts so wonderfully in the construction and destruction of the cosmic manifestation. The Vedas confirm this as follows: Mayam tu prakrutim vidyan, Mayinam tu Maheshwaram. Although Maya, illusion, is false or temporary, the background of Maya is the supreme magician, the personality of Godhead, who is Maheshwar, the supreme controller. Shveta Upanishads 4.10. Another meaning of guna is rope. It is to be understood that the conditioned soul is tightly tied by the ropes of illusion. A man bound by the hands and feet cannot free himself. He must be helped by a person who is unbound. Because the bound cannot help the bound, the rescuer must be liberated. Therefore, only Lord Krishna or his bona fide representative, the spiritual master, can release the conditioned soul. Without such superior help, one cannot be freed from the bondage of material nature. Devotional service or Krishna consciousness can help one gain such release. Krishna, being the Lord of the illusory energy, can order this insurmountable energy to release the conditioned soul. He orders this release out of his causeless mercy on the surrendered soul and out of his paternal affection for the living entity, who is originally a beloved son of the Lord. Therefore, surrender unto the lotus feet of the Lord is the only means to get free from the clutches of the stringent material nature. The words Mam Eva are also significant. Mam means unto Krishna, Vishnu only, and not Brahma or Shiva. Although Brahma and Shiva are greatly elevated and are almost on the level of Vishnu, it is not possible for such incarnations of Rajogun, passion, and Tamogun, ignorance, to release the conditioned soul from the clutches of Maya. In other words, both Brahma and Shiva are also under the influence of Maya. Only Vishnu is the master of Maya, therefore, he alone can give release to the conditioned soul. The Vedas, Shvetashvatara Upanishad 3.8, confirms this in the phrase Tam eva viditva, or freedom is possible only by understanding Krishna. Even Lord Shiva affirms that liberation can be achieved only by the mercy of Vishnu. Lord Shiva says, Mukti Pradata Sarvesham Vishnu Revana Samshaya. There is no doubt that Vishnu is the deliverer of liberation for everyone. Hare Krishna. This is very important verse of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Though the knowledge was spoken to Arjun, but it is for us. Because Arjun was a pure devotee of the Lord, but Lord put him in divine illusion, that is Yogamaya, so that the message can be given to all of us. And in essence, this talks about A to Z. Because essentially we are spiritual, we are spirit souls, Satchidananda, eternal, full of knowledge and full of bliss. We come from Satchidananda, Vaikuntha world. We are children of the Lord, we are residing there, but when we desire to be independent of the Lord, Ichcha Dvesha Samuttena, Dvandva Mohena Bharata. Lord, respecting our free will, sends us to this world. Because love cannot be forced. One cannot put a gun on somebody's head and say, love me. That person may say, love me, I love you, I love you, I love you. But that love has no meaning because it is forced. There is no freedom over there. So that's why Krishna gives us freedom, though minute. So it's a minute freedom, minute free will of the living entity, misusing which he comes to this world, and then the original goal is to enjoy, but then the problem is this is Dukhalayam. All that we have around will only produce misery. For a moment, it may give some happiness, but ultimately it leads to long enough misery. यही संस्पर्शजा भोगः दुःख योनय एवते अद्यन्तवन्त कौन्तेय न तेषु रमते बुधः. Whenever living entity tries to enjoy anything, some sparsha, eyes see beautiful form and thereby derive some enjoyment. Then ears hear melodious sound, respectful words, praiseworthy words, just like he was offering some time before. So that is very palatable, very relishable. And on the contrary, some insulting words are not relished. Tongue wants palatable dishes, skin wants soft touch, favorable items to touch, and nose wants fragrant items. So there may be some enjoyment when we go in this way. Shabda, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha, Swarsha. So these are the five sense objects. When the senses interact with these sense objects in a positive way, in a wonderful way, then there is some happiness that is experienced. But problem is very soon it will convert into unlimited misery also, because it's a dukkha yoni. Yoni, of a woman or any mammal will produce offsprings, at least one, maybe few. So likewise, this is dukkha yoni. Yahi samsparshaja bhoga, whenever living entity goes for enjoyment of the senses touching the sense objects, everything is samsparsha only. Just like when I see at Narsimha Dev, with my eyes I am touching him. Though it looks like, your hand is not going also there. No. With the eyes, it is sparsha only. That's why yahi samsparshaja. The ears hear melodious sound. That is sparsha only. Like that. So that is bhoga. Yahi samsparshaja bhoga. Dukkha yona ye evate. It is dukkha yoni. Adyanta vanta kauntiya. It has beginning and end. Adi anta vanta. Kaunteya. Nateshu ramate buddha. One who is intelligent, he does not delight in such paltry, temporary material pleasure. Everything material is temporary. This formula has to be well understood. Everything material is temporary. We see around here, so many material things are there. So these are all temporary. They won't be there after some years. Like these mats are here. After 5 years, after 10 years, at least after 100 years, no question. Similarly, this table, this Vasasan, this microphone, mobile, nothing will remain because these are all material things. They are all temporary. But because of ignorance, living entity tries to enjoy matter. He tries to uh, he tries to lord it over the material nature. Just like they have this or that ONGC, oil and natural gas uh, company. So extract so much oil through the ocean. There is life hazard. There can be death there. Explosion can happen, and the employees can die. They are high paying jobs, but there is every threat for life. But people go for it. People are crazy because they are ignorant also. For NVCC fund collection, temple before building, I had gone to Chandrapur near Nagpur. So there in the coal mines, I was supposed to give lecture to managers of that company. So one of the managers took me to the coal mines. He was showing this open cache, this, that. And then we were walking in the fields. Then he said, Prabhu, 150-meter below our feet, inside the earth, there are workers walking. And I was shocked. "Eh? All soil only is workers are walking below, and that to 150 feet below. And I was shocked. He said, yeah. And then he said, just before you came, few days back, there was a sliding kind of. The that soil collapsed inside, and two employees got stuck, and they could not get their bodies also because all coal fell down inside only, the hole they had created in them. So it's so much danger. But the living entity is so mad after sense gratification, he just doesn't understand, and he tries to lord it over material nature. But as it is said here, the laws of material nature are very stringent, very very powerful. Ignorance of law is no excuse. Even a child puts hand in the fire, the hand will be burnt. Fire will not say, oh, he's very ignorant, very innocent, small boy, had not been to school yet, so he should be spared. No, it's a strict rule. No matter who you are, the laws of nature work equally on everyone. So when the living entity tries to lord it over material nature, he gets stuck in the complications of material nature. Just like a fly stuck in the cobweb of the spider, you might have seen. So the moment it is, because it is flying very nicely and it gets stuck in that cobweb, it tries to come out because nature is to fly, and now it is not able to fly, and it's not land also. On the land also the fly walks, but here it is not able to walk also, it is stuck. Then it tries to come out. The more it tries, the more the fly gets stuck. You must have seen, watched carefully. So the wings and all, they get wound up then in the cobweb, and the more it tries, the more it gets stuck, and eventually you'll find there's no wings visible. That fly, that middle portion, like some kind of circle or ellipse, what do you call eclipse? Sorry, ellipse. So like that oval shape. Uh, that's what it is. And then that spider will come and sting it and eat it and all that stuff. So like that, we also get stuck. Nobody can come out. Devi, Esha, Gunamayi, the three modes of material nature, they have bound us up. There is a photo of this very famous photo. The coal miners, they're working in the coal. They are two only. This may be from Chandrapur, but it's open cast, visible. And but then they are controlled by three Devis. One is in yellow sari, that is the mode of goodness. Then one is in red sari, mode of passion, and blue black sari, that is mode of ignorance, and completely bound up. And beyond that is Krishna, because Prakriti, external potency of the Lord, is made up of these three modes. Daivi, Esha, Guna, Mayi. Mayi means made up of or full of. So external potency is made up of Sattvagun, Rajagun, Tamagun, goodness, passion, ignorance. But Krishna says, Mayadhyakshana prakriti suyate sacharacharam. Hetu nanena kaunteya jagat viparivartate. 9th chapter of Bhagavad, 10th verse. That This whole material energy is working under my supervision. Maya adhyakshana. Aksha means eyes, Adhi means below. Below my eyes. Supervision. Vision. Super. From the top he's seeing. The manager is seeing how the things are working in a particular plant, factory or whatever. So likewise, Krishna, under Krishna's guidance, the whole material nature is working. He is the president, and all others are residents. Spelling wise, hardly any difference. Only P is extra, but the P is big, and the P comes presidents. So president. So likewise, Krishna is presiding, and the material nature is working under his direction, and the nature's laws are very stringent. Mama Maya Duratyaya. Nobody can go beyond it. Everybody is bound up by this. So the mode's characteristics are explained. In ignorance, there is nidra, alasya, pramad. Those who are in the mode of ignorance, they will be predominantly sleeping. If you go in the train, you can see some people as soon as they sit, sitting only they will sleep. What to speak if it is long running train, they have berth, they will nicely go up upper berth and sleep like anything. Isn't it? Some people only sleep in the train. It's in between they get up to take some mungfali, some cucumber, some vada pav, samosa, and then afterwards again they sleep. Again they will get up, eat something, again they will sleep. How many of you see people in the train? Amazing. So they are dominated by the mode of ignorance, nidra, alasya, and they will be very lazy. They will be lazy to even get up also. And pramad, they will be more or less mad only. Very unclean. They will be drooling. Saliva will come out. And when they get up, so much saliva, they will. I have seen all this traveling in India every month, 3,000 to 5,000 kilometers in India every month for 14 years, 2003 to 2017. Nowadays, hope good, it's in planes. In the planes, hardly only took 3 hours, less than 2 hours. So people don't sleep so much, and even if they sleep, so much saliva is not there to paint their sleeves of the shirts. It's very dirty. Indian trains. One disciple of His Holiness Bhakti Vikas Swami Maharaj said, "These Indian trains, they are full of ignorance. Full. I will never travel in these trains. I will go long distances also by bus, but never in these trains. Every bogie is like, mass of ignorance. Sharira avidya jalna. It's a network of ignorance. And every bogie, everyone is so much in ignorance, and so many 72 people sitting and 720 people standing. Many without ticket and some with general ticket, fighting with the TT. Or when TT come, they'll go to toilet. And after some time, they'll come out and they inquire from the friend, he's gone? Yeah, he's gone. And again, after some time, if they say him, then they'll walk to the next bogie. Like that. So, people, so Gita Allah Pramad. Then begin the mode of they have the characteristics of Trishna and Sangha. They are hard working people, coming at mouth. Parishram. They work with. Even the donkey will pay obeisances to them. Poor fellow cannot pay Ashtang Pranam, but Panchang Pranam he'll definitely pay. He will fold the front legs and touch his head to the ground. And he'll say, Vancha Kalpaduru. What a great. I give my donkey position to you. You have made me ashamed of my being a donkey. So much people work hard. In Bombay, I saw local trains. I mean, if you had been to Bombay, my God, they are full like anything. The nephew of His Grace Radhesham Prabhu, he has three sisters, Radhesham Prabhu. So one of the sisters' son, he said, was a small boy, born and brought up in South, in Chennai side. So when he came to in his teens or boyhood, when he came to Bombay and he saw the local trains, how there is so much rush, he said the people in Bombay they enter in the local trains as if there's a huge treasure inside. So many going inside as if a huge treasure inside. And when patient, before even they run out as if there are many cobras sitting inside. They all try to escape. Once I was there at one suburb of Bombay. So local train came even before it halted. People jumped. They jumped and started running. And there was escalator. On that, the persons were running. Escalator is already going up, and on that they are running from first step to third step, if possible, fourth step directly. Vaman Dev steps. And I was wondering the escalator will stop, thinking that I'm very slow, and these people are quite fast. So they're so crazy, working hard. Hmm? Parishram leads to foam, just like donkeys or bulls working very hard. Faint, the foam comes from their mouth. You can see it falls on the ground. So like that, these people also foaming at mouth. That leads to bandhan or vyarthata, bondage. So much working hard, they get implicated in the complexities of material nature. Material nature is very complex. Just like we have our PCBs, printed circuit boards, what diode, triode, resistor, and this and that. Very complex structure, every PCB. So likewise, million times more is material nature. You can see our eye, how it is so complicated. So many nerves and this middle portion, what not. So many arrangements are there. Similarly, ear also. Just for ear, nose, and throat, there is one special doctor called as ENT, ENT specialist. Then there is dentist. Only for this 32, many people 32 dying 28. But for 28 teeth, somebody makes his earning throughout life on your 28 teeth. Not on all your teeth. One teeth is enough. You have some problem, some cavity there, or root canal, RCT has to be done. And that fellow enjoys like anything. He earns money like anything. He keeps praying that let people teeth have problems like that. There are children specialists also, dentists. Okay, what they call uh, pedodontist, I think. Pedodontist and all varieties of dentists are there. So much. It's all basically clerk's work, Shudra's job basically. They will be putting a hole there, they'll put nail there. It's all carpentry, blacksmithy, that kind of filing they will do. Na? We have done na? In first year engineering workshop, isn't it? Male, female, keep filing, and see whether it is matching or not. Keep filing, like that. If it is too much filed, then other one you start doing something manipulation. You try to adjust, and so these fellows do the same thing. So much at mouth, and it is all useless because everything remains here on the so much fear is there in competition. Now AI has come, artificial intelligence, and with our natural intelligence we designed AI, and with that AI now our natural intelligence is being thrown out. People are losing jobs because AI does many people's work. Just one or two operators, and with the help of that AI, then many people's work is done. Earlier, human beings with their natural intelligence produced tractors, and they made their father bull out from the fields, and bulls were sent to slaughterhouses. As a result, now Prakriti is revolting back. Now, with their natural intelligence, they produce this AI, and AI is kicking them out from their jobs. Like somebody was saying, but these carpenters, plumbers, they will never lose job because AI will not be able to enter in that field. They can produce those pipes and all that, but as far as fitting and all, human beings are only required. So now people will soon switch over to becoming farmers, plumbers, carpenters, blacksmiths, because evergreen. So then pa pa ba bha ma mrityu ultimately death. And that's why Lord Kapila recommends apavarga. Satam prasangan mama वीर्य संविदो भवन्ति हृत्कर्ण रसायन कथा तज्जोषणादाशु अपवर्गवर्त्मनि श्रद्धा रतिर्भक्तिरनुक्रमिष्यति तज्जोषणाद आशु very quickly अपवर्गवर्त्मनि one is led on the path of अपवर्ग beyond pa pa ba bha ma bhai is bhai, so much fear, and then ultimately mrityu. But apavarga means path of liberation. That is in the next line it is explained. So these people who are in the mode of passion. They go for hard work and they're mad after sex life. निद्रयार्यते नक्तं व्यवायेन च वा वयः दिवाचार्थ या राजन् कुटुम्बभरणेन वा. In the second canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, beginning, Shukdev Goswami says how a materialist spends his life, his day. Nidraya riyate naktam. In the night time, he is either sleeping or vyavayena cha vavayah. He is engaged in sex life. Many times both. He before sleeping, he will have sex with his wife and then he will sleep. So night is uselessly wasted like that. And daytime, divacha iharthe iharajan. Artha, for earning money. Kutumba bharanenava, for maintenance of his family. So this is how he spends his whole life. Srila Prahlad Maharaj has given very nice analysis in 7th canto, 6th chapter to his classmates, starting with Kaumara. And he says that how average man lives for 100 years, of which first 10 years go in just ignorance. He doesn't know what to do and what not to do. The next 10 years go in sports. Balyavastha Krida Saktaha. The children are so attached to sports. They'll play cricket, they'll play football, they'll play basketball and this and that. Cycling, running around. So 20 years are wasted. Then last 20 years of a materialistic man also go in invalidity. The body is not functioning properly. Body is old. If he sits, he is not able to stand up. Stands up, he cannot sit. While walking, he needs a stick. Eyes cannot see properly. There is that cataract. Then ears cannot hear, so he has that hearing aid. Just like Vidurji said to Dhritarashtra, Andha Puraiva Badhiro. From born birth, you were deaf, you were blind. Andha Puraiva Badhiro. Of late, you have become deaf also. You are not able to hear properly. Dhritarashtra was very old. By this time, Pandavas were only 125 plus years old. So Dhritarashtra will be like 250 years old around. And he is not able to hear properly. Mandagni. And the fire of digestion has become very weak. Bhima is feeding you like one feeds the dog. He's throw chapati at you. And you are very happy that Yudhishthir every morning after taking bath, he comes and bows down to you. He has given you special seat next to emperor's seat. And you're just going on like a foolish animal. Get out of here. Kali Yuga is soon starting. It's the age of darkness. People will be short-lived. Vidur is telling in advance because this is Dwapar Yuga end. So he is cautioning him that age, which is filled with dangers, a dark age of ignorance. Before it starts, perfect your life. Come with me. So somehow Dhritarashtra could understand Vidurji's teaching. Throughout life, though Vidur was giving him so many teachings, because of his attachment to his sons, particularly to Duryodhan, attachment makes one blind. Ignorance increases. Attachment is sign of ignorance, and it increases ignorance all the more. And that's how Dhritarashtra could not understand. Just could not. In fact, when Akrurji also was sent by Krishna, and he said, "What is this? Krishna is the supreme Lord, and his Pandavas are very righteous. You should not treat like this. This kingdom belongs to them, and you are just sitting there happily and not giving them their share, rather sending them to exile. This is not good." So then Dhritarashtra says, "Your words are very enlightening. They are like lightning in the sky, but the problem is, and the lightning in the sky you can see, no, it's just for a few seconds, and so much of illumination, and very soon it all disappears. And so much darkness, pitch dark." Like that, your words are enlightening, no doubt, but immediately there is all darkness of ignorance because of attachment to Duryodhana. Because of attachment to one son, Dhritarashtra lost other 99 sons. If following the advice of Bhishma and Vidura, when Duryodhana was born from the maternity ward, just sound comes, sound comes of the child crying. What sound came? Donkey braying. How in the maternity ward donkey entered? No, not donkey. The child born is crying like a donkey, braying like a donkey. Immediately Vidur and Bhishma understood this child will be the cause of destruction of entire Kuru dynasty. They immediately told Dhritarashtra, give him up, kill him or throw him in the forest. Don't maintain him. He'll be deadly. He'll destroy everyone. But Dhritarashtra said, no, 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 my son. Like that. And his attachment over the period kept increasing. And no matter whether he was understanding this is not good, I am mistreating Pandavas, I am um, doing so much injustice with them. Their wife is molested and all that. This is not proper. But then, because of attachment, he could not. And ultimately, he lost other 99 sons also. He had the choice to have one son or 99 sons, but he wanted all 100 sons. But in the process, he lost all 100 sons, was left with nothing. His mathematics was completely wrong. He was told either go for 1 or 99. Just a binary number, no? 0 or 1, like that. So 1 or 99. So he said, no, 1 plus 99, 100 will go for. And in the process, everything, 100 minus 100 is 0 only he was left with. The whole, he was very poor in M1, M2, M3. Or in M1 only, he could never reach M3. So many times M1 only was taught. He had backlog. So again the lesson was taught. Again he appeared for exam, again he failed. So could not clear only. So he could not reach to vectors, M3, mathematics 3. So very poor. So thus one who is attached, he loses. That's why it is said, Prasangam ajaram pasham atmano kavayo viduhu. Saiva sadhushu kruto mokshadwaram apavratam. Third canto, Kapila's teachings, 25th verse, 20th verse. Prasangam ajaram pasham. Attachment, prasangam. Ajaram is very strong. Jara, old age, one becomes very weak. So against Jara is ajaram. It's very strong. Attachment, prasangam, ajaram, pasham. It's a strong noose around one's existence. It will be strangling. One will be suffocating. So then, Atmano Kavayo Vidu, those who are intelligent, they have said that attachment is very strong, noose around one's existence. Sayeva sadhu shukruto. Same attachment you dovetail to a sadhu, moksha dwaram apavratam. It opens the doors of liberation. Same thing Krishna is saying. Prapadyante maya metam tarantite. If only you surrender to me, mam eva, to me only, prapadyante, surrender. Mayam etam, this Maya. Which Maya? Duratyaya Maya. Tarantite, you will easily cross beyond. Duratyaya, tarena, tairna, cross karna, बहुत मुश्किल. But Duratyaya will become Mayam etam tarantite, you will easily cross it beyond. It is like swimming Atlantic Ocean from one shore going to the other shore. Impossible. But it is something like holding on to a boat, getting on a boat. Then you can easily cross Atlantic Ocean. So likewise is the bhakti path also. We take shelter of the Krishna's two lotus feet. Our Krishna's shelter is achieved through achieving the lotus feet of a pure devotee spiritual master. Yasya prasadat Bhagavad prasad. Spiritual master, one can cross Bhavasagar. That was also told in the first verse. Samsara dava nalalida loka. Pranaya karunya ghana ghanatvam. Taptasya kalyana gunarnavasya. Vande Guru Shri Charanam. I bow down to the lotus feet of my spiritual master, who is like a mercy cloud. From the ocean of Krishna, the sun evaporates water and it gets condensed into cloud. That cloud is the spiritual master, who by the Lord's arrangement only, wind god, pushes the clouds to all the places where ocean cannot reach, the clouds reach, and they rain down heavily. Lot of water, profuse water. Ocean water is also salty. If your house is on the shore of an ocean, you cannot use that water for washing your clothes. Within less than a month, your clothes will be torn. You cannot use that water for washing your vessels. Your vessels will have all scaling. You cannot use that water for drinking. Might as well you might die also. You'll have serious health issues. It's all salty water. It's not tasty also. So it's not good for any purpose except when it forms into clouds by the sunlight, and the clouds blow by the wind blowing. So then the water is rained down. The spiritual master is compared to that mercy cloud, and he comes to where we are. Ocean will not come to your place. Arabian Sea will come to your Burla. Indian Ocean will not come to Burla. Nor will Bay of Bengal come here. But the clouds generated from any of these three can come to Burla and can offer unlimited quantity of pure water, which can be used for bathing, can be used for drinking, can be used for washing clothes, for washing vessels, for cooking, all purposes that water can be used because it's very pure. So Krishna's shelter we get by receiving the shelter of pure devotees, spiritual master. And pure devotees, spiritual masters also mercy comes through the devotees. We don't directly approach Guru, we approach through devotees. In Narottam Das Thakur's song, he says, Ashralaya bhaje, tare Krishna nahi teje. One who worships the Lord by taking shelter. Tare Krishna nahi teje. Krishna does not give up such a person. So it is not just enough to worship Krishna or to do bhajan for Krishna. One has to take ashraya also. One has to take shelter also. Shelter of pure devotees. Then one can cross it. Cross this ocean of Bhavasagar. Krishna has many energies. Parasya Shaktir Vividaiva Shruyate Swabhaviki Jnana Bala Kriyacha. So, or in between there are lines. Parasya Shaktir Vividaiva Shruyate Nattas Chamas Chagya Dikasya Drishyate. Swabhaviki Jnana Bala Kriyacha. One line is there in between. Okay, but he says Lord has unlimited energies. Predominantly, we have three: internal, external, and marginal. Internal potency made up of Sachidananda, Sandhini, Samvit, Ladini. They are, by that, spiritual worlds are created, maintained, and exist. Happiness is produced. And in this material world, we have Bahiranga Shakti, made up of three modes: Sattvagun, Rajagun, Tamogun. And in between, we are, as souls, part of internal potency. But the body we are in is part of external potency. We are a combination of internal and external. That's why sometimes we can be in the internal potency and sometimes we can be in external potency, depending on what kind of sangha we choose. Sangha sanjayate kamaha, asanga sanjayate asat kamaha, satsanga sanjayate sat kamaha. So good association is there, then we have good desires, spiritual desires. Just like once one sage was passing on the street, there was a butcher shop there. Butcher was not there, but there was a cage hanging from the ceiling, and inside a parrot was there. As soon as the sage was passing that front portion of that butcher shop, immediately the parrot said, "Catch him, kill him, beat him." Sage was wondering, what is this? What kind of foul language like that? But anyway, sage passed by because that parrot was in the cage. Parrot could do nothing, but shouted like that. Then the sage entered in the kingdom, especially in the palace of the king. And because sages are not restricted, they are not blocked. Like Sudama, he was very poor, tattered clothes, old clothes, dirty clothes, bones were visible. It was clearly understood that he was a very poor man. But still, no guard stopped him from entering in Dwarka, even Krishna's palace also, Rukmini's palace. So this sage was allowed. He came. When he came, there was a cage hanging there, and in that there was one parrot. Parrot said, "Oh my dear sage, please have a seat. The king is not here. He will come soon. Meanwhile, there is water there on the table. You may have some water. You seem to be tired. Please relax. Feel comfortable. And soon the king will come." The sage talked to that parrot, that, "My dear parrot, how come that your brother there in the butcher's shop, he uses such deadly language, catch him, kill him, beat him. And you are also a brother of that same parrot, but you are so gentlemanly. You are so glorious." Like that, he was glorifying this parrot. Then immediately the parrot said, "No, no, 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 my dear sage. Don't think that my brother is very bad and I'm very good. It is all the association that matters. From his birth only, he was captured by the butcher, and the butcher whole day what language he has? This only: catch that animal, beat it, kill it immediately. So he learned that language. Whereas after my birth, I was sold to this king, and I have been in this palace. And king is very gentlemanly. He's Raja Rishi. Every sage he comes, he invites him like this, welcomes him, please. And he says, have a seat, take this water. He speaks very sweet words. So it is association that has influenced my brother. Bad association has made him speak bad, foul words. And the good association of the king, who is a Rajarshi, has influenced me to speak very sweet, gentlemanly words. It's not my glories and his faults, mama guna and his dosh. No, it's just association that matters. So we have to associate with devotees. Krishna's association we get through the medium of devotees. Krishna doesn't make himself available directly. He makes himself available through his devotees. In Sri Chaitanya Bhagavad, Vrindavan Das Thakur says that Krishna has four manifestations in this world. One is Srimad Bhagavatam. Krishne Swadhama Upagate Dharmadhyana Kalo Nashtadrushamesha Puranarko Adunoditah. When at the end of Dwapar Yug, Krishna left for Golok Vrindavan, his own dham, Krishne Swadhama Upagate. When he left, Dharma Jnana Adibhi along with religion, along with knowledge, etc. All good things left with him. Kalo Nashta Drushamesh. Because Krishna left, this whole Kali Yuga people, population was drowned in the ocean of ignorance. They lost their vision because Krishna left, knowledge left. They were all in ignorance. Now to give knowledge, to give light to these people in the age of darkness, Krishna has again manifested himself in the form of brilliant sun as Srimad Bhagavatam, the literature. You might have seen that photo. One sage is holding Bhagavatam in his hand with both the hands, and people below in Kali Yuga, they're all in darkness. They're groping. They're not able to see anything. And that light comes from Bhagavatam because Bhagavatam is like brilliant sun. So Krishna has manifested himself in the form of Srimad Bhagavatam. Krishna also manifests in Kali Yuga in the form of Ganga Devi, Ganga Jal. That is not different from Krishna. Then Krishna has manifested in the form of Tulsi plant. Tulsi also is manifestation of Krishna. And fourth manifestation is Vaishnavas, devotees. So by all means, we should take association of devotees. Then when we surrender to devotees or Guru, we are surrendering to Krishna. And then what happens? Maya metam tarantite. Then we can easily cross over this ocean of nescience, ocean of birth and death, ocean of ignorance. Otherwise, it is impossible. That's what he's saying. Devi Esha Gunamayi. This material energy of mind, divine material energy, is consisting of three modes and very difficult to cross over. Can anyone challenge? Hey, Durge, himmat hai to aaja samne. Can you say like that? Acha bete, you are challenging me. I will not come in front of you. Without coming in front of you only, I'll make fool out of you. Anyway, she is making fool out of us every moment. We are having this football match with Maya Devi. And it appears like we are only making goals after goals. 1-0, 2-0, 3-0, like that. Like that you go for some time, 5-0. And suddenly Maya does one huge step and then it is 5-20. Suddenly. So she's like this Iran-Israel war that, very powerful. Thousands will be killed, lakhs will be killed in one go. COVID, isn't it? Just savages population, all overpowered, very, very powerful. And invisible also. That virus is invisible. And everybody, सबके नाक में दम भर दिया, सबके नाक में मास्क लगा दिया, isn't it? प्रजल्प should not be, बुरा मत बोलो, तो वो बेचारा मास्क के अंदर से बोल रहा है. So material nature, like it becomes very hot. We can have AC in our room, in our car, in our office. How will you have AC for your burla? But Krishna has that, isn't it? Just rains, it becomes so cold. Whole burla is AC, our whole Odisha is AC, our whole India is AC, air conditioned, isn't it? So very amazing. The whole material nature is under Krishna's uh, power. That's what we find in the case of Keshav Kashmiri. He had worshipped Saraswati. She was pleased. She had agreed to sit on his tongue every time he debated with anyone. But when Keshav Kashmiri came to Navadvip, hearing that this is a high seat of learning, and there are many scholars over here who are world famous, I'll defeat all these scholars and prove to the world how I am the greatest scholar in the creation. So with that sole purpose he came. All the scholars were scared. Saraswati is on his tongue. Who can debate with him? There's no hope, no scope of winning ever. But then if you don't debate with him, it will be defaming Navadip that no scholar is capable of even debating. They are not coming in front only. If you debate with him, you get lost. Your reputation is gone. If you don't debate, then also the reputation of entire Navadip will go. So what to do? But anyway, by Lord's arrangement, that Keshav Kashmiri was directed to the bank of Ganges when Nimai Pandit Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was sitting with his students. Then there was debate there. Though in 1 hour he composed 100 slokas on the spot in glorification of Mother Ganga. But then after that, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked him, so tell some good qualities and faults of composition. He said, there are no faults. My compositions are perfect, flawless. Mahaprabhu said, no, I'll tell you. And then one by one, he told each sloka what faults are there. And he was shocked. How do you remember all these slokas? I memorized, I recited with the speed of wind and forgot also. How do you remember? He said, by the arrangement of the Lord, the way you are able to compose on the spot, by the mercy of that same Lord, I am a Shrutidhar. Whatever I hear once, I never forget in whole life. He was shocked. And he got defeated completely. Then he went to his room, his house, wherever temporarily he was staying in Navadip. He started crying, oh Saraswati, what is this? You did not appear on my tongue. You cheated me today. Why? What was my fault? And then he slept. Mother Saraswati came in his dream and said, my dear child, the person you encountered today is no ordinary person. He is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Krishna. Millions of Saraswatis are produced by him. So how can I come in front of my master? I'm ashamed even to make my appearance in front of him. So I did not appear. So if you are intelligent, you will go and surrender to Nimai Pandit, who is none other than Krishna. And sure enough, he did surrender. So this is how he, and then Mahaprabhu's mercy, he became wonderful devotee. Mahaprabhu told, just give up all this wealth which you are so proud of. And he gave it up all. He remained as a simple devotee, mendicant. He would take darshan of Mahaprabhu in Navadip and he would feel himself very much blessed. So he could not birthday. And Mahaprabhu told him also after defeating that you are so proud of your learning. This is not the exhibition of wisdom. Vidya Vinaya Sampanne. If you really are knowledgeable, the knowledge is seen through humility, not through arrogance, not through pride. And he became humble. So because he surrendered to Nimai Pandit, became humble. Till then, he was very arrogant. So you can see by his arrogant ways of going on in life, he would have gone to hell only. But by surrendering to Krishna, he could cross over this ocean of birth and death. He became very humble and he went back home, back to God. And like that, there are so many examples of people becoming very proud by their erudite scholarship, people proud of their beauty. There is one Vidyadhar named Sudarshan. When once only Nanda Baba had gone to Gujarat side, Saraswati river, to celebrate Shivaratri. So they were having that function in the daytime. Nighttime they were tired, so they all slept by the bank of Saraswati. And very surprisingly, one huge snake came and started devouring Nanda Baba. Hmm? He was he caught him by the leg and he was pulling Nanda Maharaj inside his body. And Nanda Maharaj is getting swallowed and he started shouting, save, save, protect. Brajavasis who had gone with him, they got up in the midnight. What happened? Nanda Baba is in danger. He's getting swallowed by the snake. They immediately took sticks, started beating the snake like anything, but no way. He was very powerful. He was not stopping only. He was going on engulfing Nanda Baba. And then Nanda Baba said, Krishna! Because he's very attached to his son. So Krishna immediately came and just with his foot, he just touched that snake. Immediately, the snake's body transformed into a very beautiful Vidyadhar. And then Krishna asked, who are you? He said, my name is Sudarshan. Like that. I was very proud of my beauty, but then because of my beautiful bodily features, I laughed at the stage, maybe Astavakra. His body has bends in many places. So because of that, he cursed me that you are proud of your physical beauty and you are laughing at me, criticizing me that my body has so many bends. May you have snake's body, which has so many bends in one sense. Snake is like this, no? Like that. And when I asked for blessing, then he said, when the Supreme Personality of Godhead touches you by his foot, then you will be delivered. So now it's my great fortune. I got touch of your holy lotus feet and I got rid of my material body of a snake. And now again I have assumed my beautiful features as Vidyadhar. Henceforth I will never be proud. But pride led to fall down. English saying, pride comes before a fall. Anybody who's proud, he'll fall down. From spiritual life or even materially also. He'll slip in gutter water or in mud water because he's very proud. He doesn't listen to others. Prabhupada says there are possible even on royal highways for expert driver who never had a accident in last 20 years. In his whole career of a driver, he never had a accident. But if he's proud, I'm such a driver, I never met with any accident. Absolutely no scratch on my vehicle. And that very moment, he may scrub his body, he scratch his vehicle on something, or he may meet with heavy accident, he may die also. So one should never be proud. All basically lust, pride, greed, envy, anger, illusion. These six are nothing but exhibitions or transformations of either passion or ignorance or the combination of passion and ignorance. Lust purely is manifestation of passion. Anger is a manifestation of passion and ignorance. Desire was there to enjoy and somebody obstructed. One could not tolerate, he became angry. So it's passion plus ignorance. Like that, illusion is fully ignorance. So one will not be able to overcome these six anarthas: lust, pride, greed, envy, anger, illusion, by his own ways. So what he needs to do? Needs to surrender to Krishna. Mam eva e prapadyante. But those who surrender to me only, maya metam tarantite, they cross over this ocean of birth and death. Just like we took the example of this Vidyadhar. By himself, by his beauty, he became proud, fell down as a snake. But then when he surrendered to touch, little touch, and immediately he got purified. He became beautiful again. Similarly, Kubja also, serving great representative of Maya in the form of Kamsa. She became so ugly woman with a hunchback. But once when she was going on the streets of Mathura and somehow Krishna and Balram had been invited by Kamsa through the medium of Akrurji to Mathura for having duel with Chanur and Mushtik. They had come that evening only, and because these are village boys, they have come to city Mathura. So let's have a strolling on the streets, city sightseeing. So both Krishna and Balram and some boys, our friends, they are also going. So while going, many things happened, but one of the things was they came across this lady, and Krishna says, "Oh, my dear beautiful girl, what is that in your hands? What are you carrying? And then she said, oh, my dear young boy, beautiful boy, in this bowl I have chandan. It's a very fragrant chandan. I'm very famous for making very fragrant chandan, sandalwood. And Kamsa is very fond of this. Every day he wants me to offer this to his forehead, to his body. And I do that. So today also I'm going. And Krishna said, would you give me that? I said, yes. You're so charming. My heart is charmed by your beauty. So why not? So there was so much risk for her, because Kamsa was such a cruel person. He had killed thousands of brahmanas, cows. He would set people's houses on fire. And hearing that this maid servant, who would make chandan, sandalwood paste, has applied same very sandalwood pulp to the foreheads of my enemies, whom I called for killing in Mathura, he would be outrageous and he would kill. He would immediately behead this what name? Kubja, Trivakra. Had bent his body. He would not think that she is a woman. Woman should be protected. There's no question of killing a woman. He had no laws like that. He's a demon only. But she took all the risk, and that very chandan which was meant for serving Kamsa, she very gently, nicely applied to Krishna and Balram's forehead. And she was very intelligent also, because Krishna is dark in complexion. She applied yellow, golden chandan to his forehead, so that the contrast made it look very beautiful. And similarly, Balram is fair in complexion. So she applied dark color sandalwood to his forehead. So the contrast also made Balram look very beautiful. Immediately Krishna was so pleased, because she took risk. Sarva dharman parityajya mam ekam sharanam raja. Her whole dharma was focused on pleasing, serving and pleasing Kamsa. Now she gave up all those religious duties, so-called duties, irreligious only, but gave up all that and just surrendered to Krishna, applied whole chandan. Now nothing is there in the bowl. If at all she goes to Kamsa's palace and Kamsa says, what is this nonsense? You brought only empty bowl. Did you not make chandan today? She, no, I made it, but on the way, two very beautiful boys. They have come from village of Vrindavan. Their names I heard is Krishna, are Krishna and Balram. Immediately, Kamsa would have drawn his sword and would have chopped up her head. You nonsense lady, you are pleasing my enemy, whom I have brought here to kill them. But she took that risk. So Krishna was very pleased. Krishna kept his toes on her toes, and then with his fingers, she was hunchback, so she would bend. The back comes at the top, and the head goes like this. So that is hunchback. So Krishna put his fingers at her chin, below her chin, and just gave one jerk, cut. And she was straightened. She became straight and beautiful young girl. Then she was so much charmed by Krishna, and she started pulling his uttari, saying that, my dear Lord, please come to my house. I want to please you. Offer myself to you. I said, no. We are on mission. So after mission is over, I will definitely come. And Krishna did go to his house with Uddhav. So we can see how by surrendering to Krishna, this lady Putana, this Kubja, she got delivered from the cycle of birth and death. Krishna personally touched her. Krishna's touch is not easy. One cannot get it so easily. But she got it because she served Krishna. Mamai evaye prapadyante maya metam tarantite. She easily crossed the fear of Kamsa. In fact, the very next day only, Kamsa was killed. So there is no, and then after that, Krishna went to her house. She beautifully decorated the house. She had dressed herself, applied all perfumes, and she had wonderful time with Krishna. Krishna pleased her also. So what we need to do, basically Maya means Rajogun, Tamogun and Sattva, but Rajogun, Tamogun only expands into lust, pride, greed, envy, anger, illusion, and we can never cross these lust, pride, greed, envy, anger, illusion by our own endeavors. No way. But if we surrender to Krishna, Mamayave prapadyante, Maya metam tarantite, you'll easily cross beyond this lust, pride, greed, envy, anger, illusion. So Srila Narottam Das Thakur Mahashay in Shri Prem Bhakti Chandrika songs composition, that from the Shri Prem Bhakti Chandrika only we have Guru Vandana. The first 10 stanzas of the poem, first poem, from that first 4 stanzas are taken as a part of Guru Vandana. Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Bhakati Sadma Vandamoyi Savadhana Mate. So this is how Prem Bhakti Chandrika begins. This is the first poem, first words, and first 4 stanzas are taken. And we sing in as a part of Guru Vandana in every ISKCON temple after Shringar Darshan. And there are 6 more which we don't sing. And there are 6 more in the first song. And in that there are many songs, many chapters are there. So there he gives in one of the chapters, in one song, he gives the remedy for 5 of the anarthas. He says Kama Krishna Karmarpani. If you have lust, lust means Atmendriya Priti Vancha, Tare Boli Kam. The desire to satisfy one's own senses is called as lust. And on the contrary, there is love, prem. Krishnendriya Priti Icha, Dhare Premanam. The desire to satisfy Krishna's senses is called as love. So how to purify our lust? Kama Krishna Karmarpani. Work hard for Krishna. Offer all your work for Krishna. So whatever power you have, physical power, don't engage it in lusty affairs. Use it all in Krishna's service. You can dance ecstatically in Kirtan. The lust will evaporate. It will sublimate into love. You can have sublimation in science, isn't it? Generally, solids will transform into liquids, and liquids will transform into gas state. But sublimation means solid to directly vapors, gas. That is called as sublimation. So similarly, our lust will directly transform into love. Provided we work for Krishna, we work hard for Krishna. Krodha Bhakta Dveshi Jane. Those who are envious of Krishna and Krishna's devotees, we should become angry on them. Just like Hanumanji, when he was caught by Meghnad's Brahmastra and was dragged, he was ridiculed. They made fun of him. In the court of Ravan also, Ravan did not offer him any seat, and they all insulted him heavily. Just look at this monkey, look at his tail, look at his face, look at his eyes. Like that, they ridiculed him. But he was undisturbed. The moment Ravan started speaking, what is this Ram? He's an ordinary, mundane mortal. I have defeated demigods. I have defeated demons. Who is this human being? I'll just kill him, eat him, and then I'll enjoy his wife Sita to my heart's content. When these insulting words to Ram were spoken, Ravan, then Hanuman became very angry. He said, I want to teach him a good lesson. What to do? And meanwhile, the decision was taken, set his tail on fire. Okay, now fire is going to be on my tail. I will destroy whole Lanka. Set it on fire. And he did it also. So, Krodha Bhakta Dveshi Jane. Another example Prabhupada gives is of Arjun. Arjun was very angry while fighting because Draupadi was disrobed in the Kuru court and they were exiled to forest for 13 years. Their residence was set on fire, Varnavrat, Lakshagruha, and their whole property was used up or snatched away, Indraprastha. All 6 aggressors Prabhupada talks, isn't it? In the first chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Atatainaha, that means aggressors. All 6 aggressions were done to Pandavas. For any one of it, they were having the freedom to kill Kauravas. But all 6 were done. Still, they are very noble, humble. But Krishna wanted them to kill Kauravas. So they killed also. Krodha Bhakta Dveshi Jane, Lobha Sadhu Sange Hari Katha. The same amount of time we are here, 1.5 years. In this, some of you can engage in some business and earn 10-20 rupees in 1.5 hours. Somebody can earn 100-200 rupees. Somebody can earn 1,000-2,000 rupees. Somebody can earn 10-20,000 rupees. Somebody can earn 1-2-3-4 lakhs rupees. So that wealth is temporary. Dhirubhai Ambani, how many rupees he took with him when he left this world? How many crore? Not even 1 rupee also, 1 paisa also. Nothing can be taken. But spiritual wealth that we earn, that remains with the soul, is carried forward with the soul. So, Lobha Sadhu Sange Harikatha. In the association of devotees, we should hear Harikatha. And Lobh, greed, is purified. Then you will become greedy for Krishna. Tatra laulyam ekalam cha mulyam. Only price to attain Krishna is intense greed, laulyam. So that we gain when we hear sadhu, when we hear Harikatha in sadhu sang. Lobha sadhu sange Harikatha. Mada Krishna gunagane. The pride we have, I did like this and I went there and I scored this much and this and all boasting about ourselves. So that mad, pride can be purified by Krishna Gunagan, by glorifying Krishna. Mada Krishna Gunagane. Glorify Krishna's name, form, qualities, pastimes, dham, his associates, anything related to Krishna, you can glorify. And our pride will be purified. And moha ishta labha vine. The illusion can be purified without by becoming crazy, having not obtained our desired objective. That is Krishna. Shunyaitam jagat sarvam Govinda virahena me. The whole world appears like a dreary void without Govinda. Govinda gives pleasure to senses. Govinda gives pleasure to cows also. Govinda. Like Go is also senses. Goswami. One who has controlled his senses is called a Goswami. So Govinda, one who gives pleasure to senses. So without Krishna, we feel the whole world is dreary void. Shunyaitam. Like zero only. So one should go crazy without Krishna. I cannot live without Krishna. So that is moha. Just like a boy who is in illusion, who is illusioned out of so-called love affair with a girl. And let's say the girl's name is Kalpana. Kalpana, तुम्हारे बिना मैं जीने की कल्पना ही नहीं कर सकता. जीना तो क्या जीना, कल्पना के बिना. So this is called a moha, illusion. Without Kalpana, whole world is useless. He feels like his world is useless. Nobody knows that Kalpana. Nobody has any Kalpana about that Kalpana. But he is mad after that Kalpana. So he feels whole world is dreary void without Kalpana. So this is illusion. So likewise, Punyaitam Jagat Sarvam Govinda Virena. Without Govinda, I feel the whole world is dreary void, like Shunya. So this kind of, this is purification of illusion by becoming mad after Krishna. When a boy is in mad attraction to girl, he falls in illusion. That dhyayato vishyan pumsa sangasteshu pajayate sangat sanjayate kama kamat krodho vijayate krodhat bhavati sammoha sammoha shruti vibrama shruti bhamshat buddhinasho buddhinashat control. So sammoha, illusion. That what is that? Krodhat bhavati sammoha. Because of the krodh, he falls in illusion and he loses memory, becomes disillusioned, gets illusion. So we can surrender to Krishna and get rid of Maya. It's like same calm and praying. Both places, three things are common. It's a desire, whether calm or praying. Desire to satisfy, whether calm or praying. Desire to satisfy senses, whether calm or praying. But whose senses? If it is my own senses, then it becomes calm. And if Krishna's senses, it becomes praying. Desire to satisfy my own senses is lust. Desire to satisfy Krishna's senses is love. So one should develop love for Krishna by always acting for Krishna. With body, mind and words, one should act. These are the three ways we act. We think, we speak about it, and we do those. Action, gross action comes later. That is the third stage. First stage is thought comes. Husband may think, let's have bigger house, 3 BHK, 2 BHK is small. Then he tells his wife, and wife says, wonderful. Why not? Let's go for it. So then they discuss which area of the city. Then they go to that area. The buildings are under construction. They talk to contractors. and they finalize the deal. And then money is paid in installments. Then they get the possession of the house, they have Graha Pravesh, and then they enter house. So first it began with thought in the mind of the husband. Then he spoke with the wife, they discussed, that is speech, and ultimately action of entering in that house for staying. So with all these three faculties with which we act, we should use them all in Krishna's service. Then our existence is purified and we can easily cross this ocean of birth and death, ocean of sattvagun, rajagun, tamagun, ocean of lust, pride, greed, envy, anger, illusion. So all that we need is just surrender to Krishna. Mam eva ye prapadyante maya mitam. Just a small point Prabhupada is making in the last paragraph, that Mam eva means to Krishna alone, not to Brahma, not to Shiva. Because Mukti Pradata Sarvesham Vishnu Revana Samshaya. Only Vishnu can give Mukti, not Brahma, not Shiva. Forget about any other demigod. As it is told very nicely, that only a what you call unbounded person only can release a bound person. If I am tied up with ropes and all of you are also tied up with ropes, and you ask me, Prabhu, थोड़ा हमें छोड़ दीजिए ना, क्या छोड़ूं? I am only bound up. Somebody should release me, then I can help you to get released. Like in childhood, you might have heard that story. Somehow, once one lion was trapped in a net. How many of you heard? And what happened? There was a rat there. So then the rat was asked by lion, "Could you please release me?" And rat has the habit of what do you call eating. So he ate up the net. Lion got released. So one needs to be free from bondage in order to free others from their bondage. Only Krishna is not bound. Namam karmani limpanti name karma phale spruha iti mam yo abhijanati karma virna sabhadyate. These actions, reactions of actions do not act on me. Namam karmani limpanti. Krishna doesn't act like we act. He does leelas. Ours is not leela. If we don't eat food, we are hungry and stomach is burning and we are going crazy. And after we eat, after some hours, we have to go and pass. While passing stool also there is some trouble. And afterwards there is such relief. Acha ho gaya. Everything is cleared. But then the next hunger attacks. Again we are hungry. And same cycle follows. So we are completely within the grip of material energy. Very tightly tied up. We just can't escape. No one. Not even for one moment we are free from Maya. But if we surrender to Krishna, that very moment we are free. Krishna Surya Sama Maya Hai Andakar. Jahan Krishna Tahan Nahi Maya Radhikar. Krishna is like brilliant sun and Maya is like darkness. Where there is sunlight, there is no darkness. Just like you can see here, we have some light, which is derived from sunlight ultimately. So all that place and people who are falling in this light of this whatever that illuminating object, so they are all very brilliant. But you see below only, if you see below that curtain, I can see it's all dark there because the light is not able to reach there. Where light reaches, it is all bright part, and where light does not reach, it is all in darkness. So Jahan Krishna Tahan Nahi Maya Radhikar. So we have to invite Krishna to our heart, which is like a dark dungeon, dark place, because of Maya, because of ignorance, because of passion, because of goodness, and because of lust, pride, greed, envy, anger. So if Krishna comes there, then all the darkness will go. Lust will go, pride will go, anger will go, all this greed, everything will go away. And Krishna only will be there. So how to invite Krishna? By hearing. शृण्वता श्रद्धया नित्यम गृणतश्च स्वचेष्टितम कालेन न अतिदीर्घेण भगवान विशते हृदि. Shruणवता, if you are hearing, Shraddhaya, with faith, Nityam, always. Quantity, faith. Quantity, Nityam, always. Grunatascha swacheshtitam, with your own endeavor, you hear. Daytime you read Prabhupada books. You hear audio lectures or video lectures. Make notes. Preach to others. So if you are hearing like that, while preaching also you are hearing. You are preaching to someone, but you are hearing. That person may not be hearing, but you are definitely hearing, like that. Because you are hearing, no? You are not saying like, that I met Mahavishnu and then told him that why don't you kick Brahma, and then Brahma went to uh, Mr. Trump, and they both decided to blast Germany, and they went under Garbhodak Sagar, and they took prasad there, and then they came for sleeping. Then they found there was bed of thorns. Then both started dancing there. So all these statements are all illogical statements. Don't make any sense on it. Kya? What did you say? Isn't it? So isn't it? When you are speaking, you are hearing what you are speaking. Before even it has influence on others, first it has influence on yours only. So you are hearing. So through these activities, when you are putting your own endeavor and you are hearing with faith and regularly, then kalena na atidirgena. Bhagavan Vishate Rudhi. Lord Krishna enters in your heart. Not Brahmajyoti enters, not Paramatma enters. Bhagavan Vishate enters. Rudhi in your heart. Kalena in time. How much time? Na ati dirghena. Not after long time. Immediately Krishna enters. So thus we should hear and chant the glories of the Lord. Perform Navida Bhakti. That is how we surrender to Krishna. Under the guidance of spiritual master, by hearing him the way he says we do, then we are surrendering to Krishna. And when we surrender to Krishna, there is no existence of Maya. Jahan Krishna Tahan Nahi Maya Radhika. Where there is sunlight, there is no darkness. Where there is Krishna, there is no Maya. So thus we can easily cross over the ocean of birth and death, which otherwise is an impossibility. Dhrutvaya. But if you surrender to Krishna through the medium of pure devotee and other Vaishnavas, then it is done. Tandera charana sevi bhakta sanevas janame janame hoy yahi abhilash. I want to serve the lotus feet of the six Goswamis, Shri Rupa Goswami, Shri Sanatana Goswami, Shri Raghunath Bhatta Goswami, Shri Gopal Bhatta Goswami, Shri Raghunath Das Goswami, and Shri Jiva Goswami. Tandera charana sevi bhakta sanevas, while residing in the ashram of devotees. Janame janame hoy yahi abhilash. This is my desire, birth after birth. Then Maya doesn't exist. Maya can do nothing to you. You are completely liberated. So that is the plan. Okay, any question? You just have to boil it. Any question? Hare Krishna.
Rosie, my question is, like, we have heard a lot of things how to defeat Maya and what is the process to defeat Maya, but you have a forget to them when we encountered actually Maya, we actually forget all those things and we fell into Maya.
Yeah, especially if we commit offenses to Vaishnavas, then we are surrendering to Maya. We are not surrendering to Krishna. That's why we have to be extremely careful not to commit offenses to Vaishnava. He says, no, Vando mui savadhana mate. Let me worship the spiritual master and also Vaishnavas with great caution. Savdhan. In childhood, we had PT, physical training. Savdhan. Vishram. And then we are talking to our friend. Kya hua? Okay. And again, teacher says, Savdhan. Now we cannot look at our friend, we cannot talk to him. No question. Now we have to look at the teacher and wait for the next instruction. Only when it says Vishram. So like that. So we have to be extremely careful. So we may be practicing bhakti, but if we commit offenses to Vaishnavas, we are ruining ourselves. And Maya will attack like anything. In fact, that pride by which we offend Vaishnavas itself is Maya's attack on us. We have already taken full shelter of Maya. So one has to be serving Vaishnavas. Always look forward to serve Vaishnavas. That way you will avoid offending them. Otherwise, you don't want to serve a devotee, you are offending him already in the mind. And you'll offend him verbally also. we might offend him physically also. So, though we are staying in the ashram of devotees, it is not enough. We have to have the proper attitude of servitude and gratitude. In the subtle body, there is gratitude, and in the gross body, there should be servitude. Advancement in Krishna consciousness depends on the attitude of the follower. So, what is your attitude? Attitude is I am very special, I am great. What are these Vaishnavas? They are nothing. It's very dangerous. Then you'll succumb to Maya's temptations. As you rightly said, when Maya comes in front, we just become victims of Maya because we have not been surrendering to Krishna. We have been already surrendering to Maya by offending Vaishnavas. So stop offending Vaishnavas, start serving devotees. For that matter, that's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did not forgive Sachimata also, his own mother. He said, no, she cannot get my mercy because she offended Advaita Acharya. Because Vishwarup always look forward to devotee association, and there were no devotees in Navadvip, and Advaita Acharya was the greatest devotee. All other people were very materialistic. So he found great shelter in Advaita Acharya. By the influence of Advaita Acharya's association only, he eventually took sannyas. So Sachimata was completely put off. But then seeing Nimai, she was consoled. But eventually, Nimai became addicted to the Acharya's association. He started becoming renounced. He was Grahastha, but he had hardly any attachment to his wife Lakshmi Devi. He was more or less not staying in his house, Yogpit. He was staying with Advaita Acharya, with other devotees. So then Sachimata started thinking, hey, this Advaita is not Advaita, he's Dvaita. Hmm? He is taking my this another son also away. So this was the offense she mentally committed, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did not tolerate. Srinivas Sakur said, "You are offering your mercy to everyone. Please offer it to Srimati Sachi Devi, your mother." Said, no, she is an offender. I will not give her mercy. And then when the devotees went to Advaita Acharya saying that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is not ready to give his mercy to Sachimata, saying that she is offensive, she has offended you. Advaita Acharya said, how can she offend me? She is Jagan Mata. She is mother of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is Krishna. So Krishna has whole Jagat within him. So she is Jagan Mata. She is my mother also. How can mother be offensive to child? No way. And he started glorifying, oh, she is Devaki, she is Yashoda, and speaking glories of Sachimata, he fell down unconscious. That is the time Sachimata took the dust of his lotus feet on her forehead, and then her offense was removed. Then Mahaprabhu gave his mercy to Sachimata. We can see through this pastime that even if you are a great person, you have achieved Krishna Prem also. But if you offend a Vaishnava, Krishna Prem has no value. It will be lost. Sannyasi will fall down if he offends a neophyte devotee. Great sannyasi also will fall down. So, no question. So, make sure that you are not offensive to Vaishnavas. You always look forward to serve. When you are desiring to serve Vaishnavas, you are not offending them. When you don't desire to serve them, then you offend. Yes, any other? Any other question? You have already crossed Maya. So, no question. We'll end then. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भगवद गीता की, श्रील प्रभुपाद की, समवेत गौर भक्त वृंद की, पिताई गौर प्रेमानंद।
Hare Krishna. So we'd like to thank this Sundarshyam group for giving this very valuable session on Bhagavad Gita, very important verse. So let us thank Prabhuji. Now we can leave 3 times. Hari Bol! Hari Bol! Hari Bol!
Is it lukewarm? हाँ? थोड़ा और एक बार गर्म करो. Who all attended this class? Online? Hmm. Then? Hmm. That नहीं होगा. Conference लो. Hmm. You facilitators. Is the paropta. The coordinator. In this long tour, every day 2 3 classes, we have prize kept for them. More than 100 lectures will be there. So anybody who attends maximum will get prize. If you devotees are only attending. Because
Last time I took you to the screenshot attendance. You want lecture?
somewhere after the half an hour.
Half an hour.
Yes.
Krishna? Krishna, thank you online devotees, those who have participated. Welcome. Rati, Gaikwad Mataji's, Mataji, and other devotees. कराते हैं. हाँ. हरे कृष्ण. हरे कृष्ण रिवर. ठीक है ब्रो, एंड करो.